A while ago, I made a video talking about which was my favorite factions among Alchemy stars, and I had Independent around the lower end of the scale, mainly because I was more into how the other factions ran things. But there's something I believe Independent has an advantage over the others, and that's the insane potential in lore and world building. When you look at the factions outside of Independent, it's clear how they have their own forms of culture, what their beliefs are, and how they do things. Even if the people themselves have their own identities, they still have a way about them that shows how or why they're affiliated with said faction. But with Independent, it's a little different. It's safe to say that Independent is not necessarily one faction, but more so many communities and organizations that are spread throughout Astra and then some. For example, there's a courier union, the ones in charge of making deliveries throughout the continent. And when you look at the character files among the members, they pretty much have bases spread around the other factions. Neural in Lumopolis, Tweedy in Northland, Wendy in Residal Wrench, and so on. It's clear that they have a very strong influence throughout all of Astra for them to have numerous bases around. Something we could probably get into in a future event. Could be a good chance to see where their headquarters is at and just how they manage to run as a business, and whether or not they train their members. Most likely would think so. After all, with what they do, chances of encountering eclipse sites would seem often. Another thing to consider with the Independent is getting to see more places that aren't affiliated with main factions that we know, like Cloud Island and Euphoria. There are many times we've become familiar with Cloud Island, a land known to be in the far east, with the first time happening during the Cloud Blossom Destiny event, though that more so went into Hero's family background and what she's been through on Cloud Mountain. But then we had a second event, Scarlet Amulet. It was this event where we become more knowledgeable about the lands of Cloud Island, with a more heavy Japanese theme from their food, clothing, and so forth. There's even a mainland that we heard about who sent a general to govern Cloud Island. Not only that, but there's an unknown power which helps keep eclipse sites away from the lands, though the people still have their own problems with ghosts and whatnot. Still with their own culture and government, it shows that there's a lot more to the world of Astra than what we've seen so far. And not just going to see the mainland, we could also find ourselves traveling to similar places, ones that have their own laws and government and are able to keep themselves safe from eclipse site attacks. But not every place is able to be this lucky. That's where Farewell My Wonderland event comes in, introducing us to Euphoria. Euphoria is the town we go to when helping Korak solve a murder case. And here we learn that Euphoria used to be a similar place to Umbertan, but unlike Umbertan, they become victim to many eclipse site attacks. A town that was full of life becoming nothing but a shadow of itself, with many of the residents showing a strong distrust towards outsiders. Exploring places like Euphoria shows that not every city or village can be lucky, and how cruel living in this world can be. They don't have the army or capability to defend themselves from incoming eclipse site attacks, and left either nearly ruined or completely wiped off the map, with survivors, if any, forced to adjust to this sudden new turn in their lives. Once again, Independence just has a lot more to offer within this game, and other factions has their own focus and stories involving themselves. But with how spread out the independent factions can be, we could be looking at discovering so much more about this world, even on the chance of coming across ancient ruins, digging up history about Astra that are to this day still to be discovered, and what events that led those from the past to become eventually what we know today. And even if there are places we still haven't come across yet, cities that may not be on the same level as Lumopolis or Ganon, but still have methods that allow them to survive and strive to this very day. And that's pretty much the gist of what I wanted to say for now. 1.5 anniversary is just around the corner from us, with news that new main chapter editions are coming, and based on some of the previews Tour Dog is teasing, might need to get another bucket ready for these tiers. Like the video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment telling me if you're excited about 1.5 anniversary, and I hope to see you again with another Alchemy Stars video.